Welcome to the original rock and wrestling radio show. Welcome to Beyond Ringside, your source for wrestling, MMA, and boxing in the Southeast. To contact the Ringside Roundtable of Beyond Ringside, email them at beyondringside@gmail.com. And now, your host for Beyond Ringside, the man, no myth, all legend, Fast Eddie Layne.
Oh my God, in most time zones, we're actually starting on time tonight. It's a scary thought, kids. Want to say greetings, good evening, how you doing? Welcome to Beyond Ringside. Multiple location station, Beyond Ringside Live is on the air. Oh, thank you, Mike Macaroni, for the intro. Always a pleasure to hear the dulcet tones. There you go. Like to welcome in tag team partner, the one, the only, MaBo Bowman. What's up, dude?
Welcome to Beyond Ringside. Put a wick in your mouth.
Son of a gun. Score, Bowman. Son of a bitch, welcome back. And hell damn ass. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome in tag team partner, the Oracle of Ominous, the Wicked Nemesis.
We're about to babble on.
Exactly. Folks got
I'm sorry. Oh, what did you think about the t-shirt? Oh, I forgot the joke. What did you think about the t-shirts last night? The new Unlucky Charms t-shirts.
First off, the t-shirts, cool as hell. Brand new Unlucky Charms t-shirts. Unveiled them last night at the Global Championship Wrestling event in Pell City, Alabama. Now, there was a question you were wanting to ask me about those.
I just did. What did you...
No, you asked me originally why I thought they were selling so well, and I'm going to give you my answer on air because officially, whether
they
he...
were great shirt. They sold like hotcakes.
You're right. You're right. And guess what? He's going to hate me for this, kids, but officially, Wicked Nemesis has become one of the cool heels.
Son of a bitch. I'm not a cool... No! Look, the reason why I was out there, first of all, this guy told Jennifer, who was selling the shirts for us, that he had already paid for a shirt. And who was Robert Costa came over and was like, "Hey, Wicked, Billy needs you for a second." She's not going to talk to Smithy. She's like, Did somebody already pay for a shirt? Because this guy saying he paid for a shirt. And I was like, I have no idea. So of course, immediately everybody gets on the phone with Damon, and it's a Calvin Allen guy. And I remember his name being on the list. And I asked Chris about it, and Chris was like, if he said that he paid for a shirt, he probably did pay for a shirt, and he didn't get one because he wanted a triple extra large. We have larger sizes now, MaBo. Yay. So.
What do you, wait, are you trying to call me fat?
No, it's just you and Tunzi both asked for larger sizes. Ask and you shall receive.
That is true. We did do that.
Yes, sir, you did. Well, we have them.
Nice.
Tunzi, I'm looking for you to Pelham, March 1st. And
yeah.
Eddie,
yes.
How dare you give me the microphone that doesn't work?
No. The microphone...
That is like a Nazi basketball team. It makes no sense. There's no black people on the team.
Son of a gun. I gave you a microphone. I gave you a microphone that worked. Unfortunately, you were standing in the wrong position in the ring for that damn thing to pick up. Notice I gave you my microphone. Well, of course, I gave you my microphone and the damn thing worked.
Of course. I think it was a setup.
No, it wasn't a setup.
Crap.
Great. That means I'm going to have to come up with a new microphone. That way I can hand Wick my microphone.
Yo, microphone check 1, 2. What is this? It's the Wicked Nemesis of the wrestling business. I'm sorry. It's habit. You said microphone. I actually bust into my rap that I wrote. This you can find on YouTube, on Fast Eddie Layne's YouTube page. I masturbate to it once a day.
Dope!
Like you don't masturbate in the mirror. Come on, man.
I just think it's funny as hell. Elimination.
I have to masturbate in front of the mirror because I can't find my bing bong without it, so I got to sit there and
And we take it from physical masturbation to mental masturbation. Allegedly, WWE has a pay-per-view kicking off in about an hour and 26 minutes from right now.
I don't even see how that's close to mental masturbation.
They're actually thinking people are going to be able to buy it right now. Dish Network is pretty much trying to pull the plug on it. DirecTV can't make up their mind. And kids, here's the funny part about this. Unless something is changed, Dish and Direct are owned by the same company. Hughes Electronics owns both Dish and Direct TV. And so it's like, if one's going to pull the plug, why isn't both of them going to pull the plug? Or are they just going to go ahead and let one sacrifice be the sacrificial lamb to see how the other one's going to play out? I mean, I don't know. I've been reading Facebook and Twitter and everything else today, and I know of no place, genuinely no place that is being advertised that I have seen that is carrying this pay-per-view live in a sports bar or environment of that ilk. Sorry, I had to burp. I mean, here's the thing. The network rolls out tomorrow for a 1-week free trial.
But no, hold on. That's only for you only get a 1-week free trial. Only on your desktop or laptop. I'm not sure about mobile devices, and I know they haven't said anything like your Roku's or
or Apple TV
like that. Yeah, your game systems. So right now, I think it is just PCs, laptop or desktop.
Okay.
That you get the 1-week free trial. And keep in mind, people, this is just like when Hulu Plus or Netflix, sends you those offers about your 1-week free trial. This is not like you could just type in an agreement and then, go ahead. You're going to have to enter your credit card information or debit card information.
Mm-hmm.
So don't get pissed off when, you probably press the button and you're like, hey, man, why don't the dadgum wrestlers show up on my Magic their internet box? I can't see my John Cena. So don't get ticked off. Then it's not just going to pop open. So
I think that they might have actually, the timing of it, the day after Elimination Chamber. I mean, look, if you have, and Wick, I'm going to you first on this one. Out of every 100 homes that can order the pay-per-view, knowing the network rolls tomorrow and the pay-per-view will be discussed to hell and back tomorrow night on Raw, plus probably available in 2 weeks on the network. Out of 100 homes, how many do you think are going to order?
2.
Maybe.
It'll be down from usually maybe 10 out of 100. They were going to do it. Now it's probably 2, just because, there's some people that use DirecTV and use Dish Network. They have their own certain things they use. They're not going to go out of the way. But we'll find out about it on Raw.
MaBo, your thoughts?
Well, I'm not going to give a number because I'm not good with the percentages there. But I don't. Will there be a slight dip? Maybe. But I don't think it's going to matter because a lot of people. Well, first of all, the WWE's smart doing it because what is a pay-per-view considered in the business? What is that considered? That's your you go home for your majority of your storyline.
A lot of, yeah.
So it's kind of ironic how they're that's their go home event at the end of the month or near the end of the month, and then they're starting fresh on Raw. So I could kind of see why they're doing that. So you could actually have the even number of pay-per-views. That you're going to pay for every 6 months.
Well, the thing about it is, and I'm sorry.
Go
ahead.
But here's the thing: everybody's all like worried about the the network and all this that. There's a lot of people who, believe it or not, they have a PC, or a laptop, but they're like me. I don't have. I'm not going to say the attention span because it's just like watching TV, but I just don't have the comfortability attention span to sit at a computer or with a laptop and watch something for. I can go maybe 25 minutes at the most. I just can't do it. If I'm watching something, it's got to be on a TV. That's just me. But there's a lot of people who aren't going to pay to have if they just have like a PC. Not everybody has an iPad. Not everybody has a PlayStation or an Xbox, Roku, what have you. So, they're still going to do it, or it's not in their budget, to, and apparently they haven't done the math in their head, but, they don't think they have it in the budget to spend $60 all at once. But yet they'll probably still get in the pay-per-views anyway because some people don't think about that.
Yeah.
But I don't think it might be a slight dip. If you factor out the average channels or what do you call not channels? What do you call those people? Cable providers.
Right.
If you factor those out, who are not going to carry it, like I said, there might be a slight dip, but I doubt it. I honestly doubt it. There's going to be little to no change as far as the buy rates right now. So, like I said, nobody can. Hell, there's people who can't even afford. They don't even. There's homes that don't have laptops or PCs. I know it's kind of a foreign concept, but
Well, also remember that you've got a majority of the populace in the United States right now that actually does not have high-speed internet as it is classified. You've got
and that's what you're going to have.
Yeah, I mean, so therefore, with the network itself, that's going to be something that they're going to have to try to work around, because for them to totally pull from terrestrial and to pull from domesticated channels, as I like to call them like that, not just domestic or terrestrial satellite, domesticated channels, because they ain't worth a damn. They shut down their Classics on Demand channel, which in all sincerity, I thought was a good vehicle. And now they're supposedly moving all of that programming over, eventually, allegedly. And it's just, it's really a big question mark overall. I mean, I look forward to the network. I will be getting the network for the first 6 months just to see how it goes. I appreciate the factor of the pay-per-views being shown on there, but by the same token, you've got so many different question marks, because let's bring this one into play. Our good friends at Buffalo Wild Wings in Trussville, Alabama, had already made plans, or started to make plans, for carrying WrestleMania. I had a conversation with the general manager out there and told him and reminded him about the network. And he's like, I didn't take all that into consideration when I made the decision to carry Mania. Now I'm going to have to really think about it. Wick, I'll go to you first. If you are a bar owner, sports bar, and you were contemplating originally carrying WrestleMania, which a lot of places have over the years, does the advent of the network change your mind about carrying the pay-per-view? He was there a second ago.
I was like, did you guys lose me? Hello?
No, I was going to Wick first on this one.
Oh, sorry, I missed that one.
There it is. If if you own a sports bar and you contemplated carrying WrestleMania before the advent of the network, does the advent of the network?
No.
Go ahead.
No, you don't. You don't get it. I don't think any of those bars are going to get the WWE network just for the pay-per-views. I don't think they will, because right now the money's really in UFC. We all know wrestling fans hate the tip. Go there and order water, sit at a girl's table for 4 hours, and not even give her $1. Yeah, that's wrestling fans. UFC fans like to drink and throw money around.
Yeah, well, not everybody can be like us. I'll sit back and order a pitcher and turn around and order 30 wings, and it's like, guess what? Yeah, here, have money. Because I understand the bar business. I don't go out to places unless I cannot take care of my tab and take care of the server who's working to take care of me. But that's just me. I mean, when we all got together in Mania in Hoover, I heard no complaints from the Buffalo Wild Wings staff in Hoover about any of us who were there that day. Everybody was like, hey, your crew was fine, dude. Now, these other dickheads was a totally different story. But taking a look at it, I'm laying out the card real quick. Batista ADR, Shield Wyatts, Cody and Goldust versus Ryback, Outlaws versus the Usos, Darren Young versus Title O'Neil, Big E versus Jack Swagger, and the Elimination Chamber match.
Did you just call him Title O'Neil?
I thought I said Titus.
You called him Title O'Neil.
Okay.
Well, there's I don't know if it's going to happen. Let me interject for a moment. Don't forget you have the kickoff show.
Yeah, and that's where the tag title, not the title match. Yeah, Cody and Goldust versus Ryback.
Yeah, that's that one. But there's also there was a hint. I didn't see it on SmackDown. But I think maybe it happened. I think it was on the website. There was a hashtag Team AJ, hashtag Team Cameron. So there might be possibly maybe a Divas match.
Why would they do that? If they're not going to make it a Divas title match?
No, that's what it is. It's going to be a Divas. AJ's got the title, so obviously it'd be a Divas title match.
Okay, you're saying Team AJ versus whatever?
Well, they were saying that's how you voted, hashtag Team AJ, but it was just AJ versus the other slut. What's her name?
Can you be more specific?
Not Naomi, because I like Naomi. She's a little sloppy in the ring sometimes, but the other one, the one that you want to just pull her weave out and choke her with it.
Cameron?
Thank you.
Okay.
Ugh.
The loaded question. Out of the matches that are currently announced for the pay-per-view, I'm not going to ask the question which match doesn't belong on the pay-per-view. I'm going to ask the question, who do you know or who can you see on this card has the most to gain from a good performance on tonight's show? MaBo?
I mean, and I hate to say this because together I thought they were phenomenal. I thought they were just really good, and they should get a little bit more, they could have gotten a little bit more of a push. But I'm going to say this much. The Title O'Neil versus Derek Young.
Dork.
That's what I'm changing now. It's no longer Darren Young and Titus. It's Derek and Title. Just for you, Eddie. I hate to say that those guys could tear the roof off the joint. They could put on a 5-star match, but honestly, I don't think the crowd's going to give a crap. I mean, they'll be into it for that moment, but it's the Kobayashi Maru for those two guys. I'm just going to go ahead and say it.
There you go. Okay.
Well, hold on, Cracker.
Heathen?
But you said, did you call me a beaner?
I called you Heathen.
Oh, I thought you called me a beaner. I was like, not even close.
Yo quiero MaBo Bell.
But as far as the match for the most to gain, it's just like with the Shield Wyatts. That's the exact opposite. I mean, unless they just totally fudge the match, people are going to be like, did you see that 6-man tag? Holy crap. So I'm going to say nobody gives crap about the kickoff show. So I'm going to have to say the chamber itself. Because you got a lot of participants. Everybody's got to have on a strong showing, and that's going to have to be the definition of working well together.
True.
Because you've got so many factors. You've got the chamber itself, and then you've got each individual person, and also, I forgot about ADR and Batista, because ADR is pretty much just by the wayside at this point. So, if Batista doesn't put on a strong showing, I think that's going to affect, whether they make the Mania main event, whether they make that a 3-way dance, or, keep it Batista Orton. So I'm going to say, other than the chamber, I'm going to say ADR Batista first, and it's going to have to be up to Batista, because ADR's done. Just go ahead and deal with that. So if ADR or Batista, he's the one that's going to have and benefit most from a good match tonight.
I'll say it in a minute. Wick, come on in, your thoughts. Who needs to have a good showing? Who can stand the most from a good showing?
Bray Wyatt. I think all the Wyatt family, that whole match has to go as well as it can. We all know 6-man tag very hard because it's not just 2 men in there; there's 6 men. So and the referee. So it's going to have to be one of those things where it's going to have to go off, and the Wyatts need this, and I think the Shield need it most of all. And I think that this could be the sky's the limit for Roman Reigns and even the rest of the Shield. But this could be the night that we see the Shield break away, and we see the start of a new guy. I mean, between what happened at the Royal Rumble and this, Roman Reigns.
Well, see, I mean, and before you come in with your answer, Eddie, first of all, Wicked, I think, is doing the dishes, and that's very good.
Yes, I am doing the dishes. Sorry if it sounds like I am, but I'm doing the dishes.
No, but that's what I mean. I'm complimenting on you that because most I'm not going to say most, but there's some guys wouldn't bother to do the dishes. Wick stepped up.
First Native American with a pink mohawk has to do the dishes.
Yes. It sounds like honestly, it sounds like racism and slander in your household. But damn, I forgot where I was going. Oh, Roman Reigns. Dude, from when I first really started watching NXT, or not NXT, back when it was FCW, they kept saying, this guy's the future, this guy's the future. You could kind of see it. You could see, if you go back and watch the old episodes when he was like Roman Liaki, and he wasn't full-on Rocky Maivia, the whole baby-face fire, meat and potatoes, kind of just, that kind of guy. He actually had a little bit of, he wasn't that generic babyface, but you could kind of see the evolution if you go back and watch it, to where he stepped up when he went from Roman Liake until Roman Reigns, and then Shield Roman Reigns. It trends very much like The Rock did from Rocky Maivia to The Rock. So that was the one that, it's very rare that WWE calls it in a solid, future superstar. They've had their hits, they've had their misses, but when they kept saying, no, this kid's going to be it. So I just find it kind of amazing, like where he is now compared to where he was, a couple years ago in FCW. It was just like, yeah, it's some Samoans for you.
Heritage and pedigree, I believe, is the word we're looking for on that one. You mentioned Batista. I'm sorry. I don't see that match having any attention to it whatsoever. ADR pretty much getting ready to go ahead and go bye-bye, and Batista never should have said hello again. Thank you, Rick Ocasek. I think that Titus O'Neil and Darren Young are going to be under a very hypercritical yet apathetic eye from the fans. I think that would be the match that the fans hijack the show. Honestly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I didn't think about that. Yeah.
I mean, legitimately, because you're going to have Batista in the ring against ADR. The fans are pretty much apathetic against Del Rio, and they really just don't like Batista. And they're getting the clue that it's like, if you boo him, Hunter thinks he's getting heat. If you don't say anything when Batista's around, you get flipped off. Which, I'm sorry, I'd still put his ass on a bench for doing that, on or off camera. It does not matter. Honestly, for me, I think the match that has to have the most, genuinely needs the best showing tonight, New Age Outlaws versus the Usos. WWE Tag Team Championship match. WWE is starting to shred their tag team division. It's like, and I said this yesterday on Showcase, it's, for the last few months, people have been complimenting WWE on the strength of a tag team division that they have built. And now all of a sudden, Real Americans are a question mark. There goes the primetime players. Lo and behold, they may be going ahead and doing the gimmick with, and they're starting to tear it down. And it's fruitless. It's pointless to do that. But I think they legitimately have the attitude of, well, they're complimenting us. We can mess it up now. We can take it a different direction. We've got them hooked right there, and they're not going to say anything negative. Horse crap. Or in the words of Harry Morgan in the role of Sherman T. Potter on MASH, mule fritters. Because people will notice. People will say something. I've said this forever. Never underestimate the intelligence of those who watch your product. Never.
Yeah, but hold on, Eddie. Before you continue, though, you say never underestimate the intelligence of those who watch your product. Well, regardless of, how they feel about your product, sadly, 99.9% of them, whether they like it or whether they don't like it, they still put their money down.
No, that number has changed drastically and has gone down in a big way.
You think so?
I know so on this one.
We're not talking about TNA. We're talking about WWE.
Yeah, don't even get me started on that.
Well, I just think that, it seems like when it comes to, I'm going to say WWE fans, that they're paying to have, they're literally paying Vince for the right to voice their opinion on whether they like or don't like his product, but instead of changing it to cater to those who are like, to what they don't, to what they like, and then fix what they don't like, Vince just laughs anyway, takes the money and goes, well, you're just gonna pay me again anyway, so I'm not worried.
Yeah, case point scenario. I think we live in a culture where it has become acceptable to pay your hard-earned money to be insulted.
Pretty much. It's like going to see Don Rickles.
Yeah, I know. Except Don Rickles is funny.
Until he gets a little racist.
Tell me one comedian who never did. Red Fox, Richard Pryor, George Carlin, Lenny Bruce, Andrew Dice Clay. They all had a touch of racism in their bits, and they all still got critically acclaimed. Wick, you care to come in on that one?
Yeah, do we have 40 minutes for me to talk about a comedy? No. Just remember this, everybody. You just named off as either a Jew or a black man. So, and George Carlin, I think, was secretly black. So,
George Carlin was black. That was funny. Loaded question. Before we're going 5 minutes before the top of the hour. We haven't had a chance to nail this one down yet, and we've talked something similar in previous days. Why in the bloomin' hell does TNA Creative feel like they have to swerve the swerve in situations such as with the titles? You can't just have a babyface out and out win a title. You can't have a heel out and out win a title. It's got to be somebody swerving somebody or turning their back on somebody. Trying to build excess or unneeded heat on a situation when a title change or title match should be its own animal. And yet, lo and behold, as was predicted on Saturday Showcase by Ryan Adcock, plain and simple, James Storm pulled the swerve on Gunner to keep him from winning the TNA Championship against Magnus in the show they had this past Thursday.
Well, hold on, Eddie.
Yes.
I don't want to,
I know it's been taped for a month.
I don't want to poo-poo on Ryan, but, he predicted it, but, that match was filmed like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I know. We've been calling the spoilers, too.
So I just don't want to poo-poo on him, but...
Yeah, no, but the fact...
Yeah, they're not going to take the title off of... they're not going to take the title off of Magnus right now, first of all. Second of all, they've got they're working on building that whole Gunner James Storm feud. So yeah,
True.
Of course it was going to happen. That's like saying, hey, I bet you if I touch that fire, I'm going to hurt my finger and it's going to get burned.
But here's the thing, and this is the psychology that I'm looking at. And Wick, I'm going to bring you in being a heel manager, albeit cool heel, but still a heel manager, and. Say it.
You just want to just keep poking the bear with the stick, don't you?
Nothing but love. All the love in the world for you. You know that. Wick, does it not take away from your value as a heel if you turn someone else heel in the middle of a match when you are the primary champion and the person who is turning heel has no bearing on you whatsoever? We lost him for a minute.
Well, I won't answer for him because, I'm not him. He's got his own opinion. But just from even an outside perspective, I would say yeah. Because, now if it's in a tag match, it's a different story. You know what I'm saying? Now, if he would have done it in a straight tag match, but, yeah, unless James Storm was going to officially join, what do they call it, the Team Dixie, the Royalty, whatever, then I could possibly see it, but yeah, I personally think, and right now Magnus is not that strong of a.
No, he's not.
Not even just a champion, not even just a heel champion, but just a heel. So,
put the world in. Go ahead.
But it's just like, look, the former Derek Bateman, Ethan Carter. I've always spoke highly of him, especially when he was in WWE. Right before Johnny Curtis became Fandango, when they were kind of working the year-long NXT, whatever that debacle was, and then
the never-ending story.
Those two, huh?
The never-ending story.
Oh God, yes. And then those two, along with McGillicuddy before he became Curtis Axel, they all had wonderful spots on Santino's Foreign Exchange.
Right.
I think. Ethan Carter. I don't necessarily like the Ethan Carter role that he's playing right now, because he's so much more. First of all, you got to admit the guy's got a great look, and he's so much more because he was going to come back. He was supposed to be doing, it was going to be like That American Guy or whatever. And I'm not saying that it was it because obviously it came out before, but it kind of strongly resembled. One Kyle Bakula's costume, his ring apparel, but it was. He's so great. But even I'm not digging. Like they don't have strong heels like they used to in TNA. So for Magnus to not only be the top heel, not only for him to be the top heel and champion. And he's just not very strong, so having Storm do that was just like, ugh. You know, it's like trying to put your Duplo blocks on your Legos.
You get the feeling that Wick's phone might have fallen in the dishwater?
I hope not.
I hope not, too, because I just realized he wasn't on the Skype tablet with the headset. He was actually on a phone line.
Yeah, because it sounds a little different, so. hopefully we didn't hear, F-bombs coming from the Anniston area. So.
Didn't see him.
Sorry, the Bohemian Grove area. So.
There you go. They're somewhere related. I think they're about 2 doors down from Parts Unknown.
Oh, and not too far away from the last house on the left.
There you go. Folks, do me a favor. We're going to the top of the hour break. We'll be back on Beyond Ringside Live right after this.
This is Bad Brad Armstrong, part of the famous Armstrong family of professional wrestling, and you're locked in to Beyond Ringside.
Journey.
Don't stop believing. On to that freedom, yeah.
Steve Miller Band.
I'm a joker, I'm a smoker, I'm a midnight
The top Bay Area bands of all time.
Someday love will find you.
Special guest, Tower of Power.
Cause I could never make.
The Sounds of San Francisco. May 27th, Oak Mountain Amphitheater. Journey. Steve Miller Band. Special guest, Tower of Power. On tour together. Reserve seat tickets are on sale now. Buy tickets at livenation.com or charge by phone at 800-745-3000. Visit JourneyMusic.com and SteveMillerBand.com for more. Journey and Steve Miller Band. Buy tickets at livenation.com.
Hey, this is Marcus Buff Bagwell, and guess what? I'm buff, I'm the stuff, and the girls can't get enough, and you are locked in to Beyond Ringside. Check it out.
When planning your next party or special event, insist on the best. Full Range Entertainment is a professional entertainment company providing a full range of services. From professional disc jockeys and MCs to catering and photography, when the details of your special day must be perfect, call us first. Wedding receptions, corporate parties, school functions, birthday celebrations, and more. We also have Birmingham's largest selection of karaoke tracks available. With over 40 years combined experience, Full Range Entertainment can provide you with the talent and professionalism you need and deserve to make your next event one you'll never forget. For more information on the full range of services we offer, call 533-HITS. That's 533-HITS. Or check us out on our website at fullrangeentertainment.com.
Hi, this is the Dark Child Chance Prophet, NWA National Heavyweight Champion, and you are locked in to Beyond Ringside. Hi. This is the seven-figure deal, Ace Rockwell, and as long as Wicked Nemesis isn't on the show, please listen. You're locked in to Beyond Ringside.
Howdy. How you doing? Welcome back in Beyond Ringside Live. Sunday night, Fast Eddie Layne, Mark MaBo Bowman, and the Wicked Nemesis telephone dropped in the dishwater.
Don't throw the baby out with the dishwater.
Don't throw the smartphone out with the dishwater either, especially if it's a BlackBerry. BlackBerries are hard to replace nowadays.
Yeah, and Wick's already had trouble with his, the original one.
We've all had cell phone trouble over the last year or so on this show.
Not me. That's why I'm smart. I got one of the burner phones. I pay like $20-25 a month.
I still got mine in an OtterBox. I'm just waiting to see how long it's going to take me to get the Galaxy Note S3 or whatever it's called this week. I don't know. They keep changing the damn names. I'm just considering the Note. I wish BlackBerry had not started to disappear because I like their format better, and I wouldn't be so damn dependent on Google.
Well, I'm waiting. God, it's been 4 years, but I'm waiting to slide into a beaver box.
There you go.
Hello.
Now, we were talking before the break about the situation over in TNA as far as, them doing the swerve with James Storm on Gunner, costing him the title shot against. And it's just, in my case, the way that I look at it, it's like, oh, God, not again. I mean, with all due respect to Paul White, it ranks right up there with how many times has the Big Show turned heel?
God, oh my God! So like, I'm glad I'm not the only one that's oh my God! It's just like I don't know. Like, I wish somebody could go and somehow track how many times Christian's turned heel, how many times Jericho's turned heel, how many times Big Show has turned heel. Oh my God! Because you just like, it's like, how many times?
No, but it seems like every time there's a situation, especially revolving around the damn main strap, something's got to happen with somebody swerving somebody. They just can't let the heel lose or win.
Well, I mean, with Magnus, how many times did in getting him to the title or defending it, like against Sting and what have you? How many times did you have like those finishes, where it was not a clean finish?
It's
you had the run-ins and
every.
Exactly. So, it's what does that say? And you and I were talking about this off air. We've already, I mean, I don't know if you agreed with me, but Magnus, not a strong champion, not a strong heel champion. So, when it's a guy who's built like Magnus, I'm not saying he should be built up as if he was like a Batista, this hulking monster, but don't treat him as if it was like giving Christian the title, because let's be honest, Christian, not very intimidating. He would be the kind of Weasley champion you would expect to have his buddies run in every time. But when you're kind of cut and you have this demeanor to you, you don't want to have him look weak with your buddies running in every time. You want to give them a straight-up clean victory. And by clean, I mean no run-ins whatsoever.
And that seems to be the prevalent trend as it pertains to Impact Wrestling. They can't seem to put enough bank on their champions in that regard. Magnus, AJ, half the locker room cleared out. Dixieland, whatever it is. Turn around from there. Magnus gets the belt. Half the outside interference all the way across the board. Magnus versus Sting, outside interference. Magnus versus Gunner, outside interference. It's like, oh my God, I feel like I'm watching WCW before they closed. When the New World Order, whatever the hell, NWO and Eric Bischoff, it's like, nope, they didn't lose. We're going to restart this as a no disqualification. No, we're going to restart this as a false count. No, we're going to restart this as a hardcore. It's like, come on, please. I don't care if it's a screw finish. Just let it be a finish. Non-finishes, matches of that ilk, to me, are non-finishes. They are not a continuation of a storyline. They're not a definitive ending to a storyline. That's basically just saying we're going to knock on the door while you're masturbating, so you have to start all over again.
And, oh my God, if you run out of lotion, it hurts.
Avoid the Christmas rush by now, and buy non-allergenic.
And don't use body wash in the shower.
You have more knowledge on this one than I do.
You will flay your penis.
Now, remember this. You've got Lockdown right around the corner from Impact Wrestling, from TNA.
Allegedly.
The return of, or the advent of Willow, or whatever the hell the crack-induced haze character that Jeff Hardy's going to be portraying.
All right, everybody, sit down. It's time for Uncle MaBo to go Wikipedia here.
Go with it.
Because I know there's a lot of the casual fans.
There's a backstory, kids. In other words, there's a backstory, kids.
Yes, who don't know who Willow or Willow the Wisp, who that is. So, Willow the Wisp, or Willow, I guess is he's being called. And no, he's not a little midget with a sword and Val Kilmer. It's basically one of those mini characters that if you've ever seen any Hardy Boys or Jeff Hardy bio DVD, that was one of the many characters Jeff had in their turnbuckle trampoline. Hey, we used to be cool. We taught ourselves how to wrestle federation.
Omega.
I know what it's called. I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
Before it was Omega, when they were still this was back when like he and Matt were kids.
With that roof bumpers amalgamated or something.
Something like that.
There you go.
But Yeah, that's one of his many characters. So, yes, we all know it's Jeff Hardy. That's kind of the point. That's kind of like when Hogan was Mr. America. Yeah, we get it. We know who it is. So don't ask why he's portraying the stupid thing or whatever. Just go with it. Just go with it. Enjoy it. See what he does. Now, on the flip side, I find it kind of funny how years ago, when both Matt and Jeff, it might have been during their, I don't think it was at the same, and I know it wasn't at the same time, but like during their respective hiatuses from WWE, Jeff tried to do the Will-O-the-Wisp gimmick there and gets booed out of Ring of Honor. Like, got booed out of the building. And then, of course, like I think like 6 months or a year later, whatever, Matt shows up, and I was actually at some of those shows, and they cheered the mess out of him. So, but yeah, so it's just kind of an ends to a mean. I don't know quite what they're going to do with it, but yes, it's not a big secret. We all know it's Jeff Hardy. You're not, for all you, whatever you want, if you want to call them smart marks or armchair, wrestling commentators, whatever, however you want to label them, you're not surprising anybody. We know it's him.
Yeah, really.
So, like I said, it's akin to the Mr. America thing. We know.
We know who he is. We know who you are. Now, lo and behold, I'm gonna segue over because lethal lockdown. Team Dixie versus Team MVP. And with Dixie managing to successfully wrangle Bobby Roode as the captain for her team, go figure this. EC3 is not in the mix, supposedly, on Team Dixie at this point. And lo and behold, she approaches Bobby Roode to be the team captain.
Because she's getting the D from Bobby Roode.
There's a television commercial on, and I'm really hoping that's not a fruition factor, that the phone got dropped in the dishwater. Wick, I hope your phone's okay. And by the way, I was kidding. You're not a cool heel, okay? You're a real heel.
He's an awesome heel.
Now, to me, awesome equals cool, dude. And you can't call him that. He's a heel.
No. He's an awesome heel. Sometimes he's a heel.
Oh, no, all the time he's a heel. All, not sometimes.
Oh, look, I'm trying to do the whole...
I know what you're trying to do.
So, whenever I hear the word awesome, it was an old thing back during the first ECW, WWE ECW pay-per-view, one night only.
Yeah.
JBL made this horrible joke when they were talking about the late Mike Awesome, and they were like, why he calls himself Mike Awesome? And they're like, why? They go, Mike, what did they say? Something like, Mike, are you a good wrestler? And he goes, sometimes. It's just like, that is so mean. Because he really was. I mean, that was the night that him and Masato Tanaka, gave it their all on that pay-per-view. But yeah, it's just like, just look up the clip. It's like JBL goes, they go, hey, it was hey Mike, you know how to wrestle? He goes, awesome. That's why he calls himself Mike Awesome.
Okay, I have not seen any of the spoilers for next Thursday night's Impact.
I have, but I've long forgotten them.
So
they were filmed like a month ago.
I'm sure they were. I mean, it's like, look, Ring of Honor does. Go ahead.
Hold on, real quick. Because there was talk of them not going back to Universal, and they have a home, yada yada yada, because they haven't been. They're not. Let's put it this way: they're not going to be in the old Impact Zone.
Right.
The Impact Zone that they're in now, they're not. They actually are getting a brand new studio. It's very similar, but still.
Yeah, they're supposed to, Studio 19 or something like that. It's supposed to be a smaller studio, more intimate setting, but they're also going to have better control over situations.
Yeah.
Yeah, TNA's taped through May 6th.
Yeah. May 6th?
I mean, March 6th.
Hold on now.
Hey, look, it wouldn't surprise me one bit. And the only reason why I'm looking at this is because I really want to find out if Kurt Angle's Hall of Fame induction ceremony is going to have any kind of interruption. And I was willing to bet that it would. Lo and behold, I'm just going to go ahead and say, spoiler alert, I would have won the bet. Because, once again, Impact Wrestling has gotten to be so effing predictable in so many different ways. But unfortunately, it's like on Saturday Showcase, Robert Cosper has stopped watching. He is now 4 weeks removed from anything that has been happening on Impact.
I'm like, I watched, like I said, I read all the spoilers when they were filmed, because everything you're watching now was, UK filmed. I read all the spoilers, and honestly, I mean, I can go DVR it, but I'll watch a little bit. Like, I'll start it, and then I'll watch a little bit, and then fast forward through most of it, and if there's something that catches my eye, I'll stop. But, like last week's, I just went ahead and erased it. I was just like, why bother?
Let me play catch up real quick. Daryl B, hoping everything's well in the chat room, to everybody who's been popping in and out of the chat room. Daryl had the question.
Wait. Where's Daryl B from?
Over in the UK.
Diplomatic community. If only Wick was there, he would start laughing.
There you go. The diplomatic community line comes back. Hashtag, we recycle.
No. Hashtag, we steal from Hollywood Babylon.
Hashtag, we do it better than Hollywood.
No. You shut your mouth.
Okay.
I'm
Hashtag,
going to have to go Wicked on that one. You shut your mouth, Eddie.
Hashtag,
shut your mouth, Eddie Layne.
Damn it. Hashtag, we do it better than Hollywood Hogan.
Hashtag, a crippled chimpanzee can do it better than Hollywood Hogan.
Hashtag, squirrels mating in a cage.
Hashtag, jerk off to that every night.
Hashtag TMIMF. Daryl's question was, is Jeff going to play the good Jeff than the evil Willow?
I thought Willow was supposed to be good.
I have no idea. I have no idea the character, so therefore I'm at a complete loss on that one. Daryl agreed with us when we're talking about the Magnus situation. It does make the champion look weak, and he came back earlier. I didn't see this comment in the chat room earlier because I guess it cycled for some reason. I have to. We're going to go back to WWE for a hot second, and I'm actually at a point right now where genuinely I am a believer that the Usos do not need the titles.
I disagree.
It can help to solidify what they have work to do.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to change it. I'm going to say they don't need it, but they damn sure deserve it.
Thank you.
They're the only tag team that seem to survive this whole mess, and they've been on what, 2 years now on the main roster.
Yeah.
And they went from the whole. I remember they were trying to do when they first came out with them. To me, it was supposed to be like they're supposed to be doing the angry young black
educated
gimmick, but instead of black they were
Samoan.
Yeah, it's like we don't eat the raw chickens and tribal dances, and look what they're doing now.
Yeah, they're doing the tribal dance with the makeup.
That's right. But I mean, those guys deserve it. They stuck it out. And I agree they don't need it because they're the only tag team really, but they're definitely the most popular tag team right now.
Let me put this in play. In Ring of Honor, O'Reilly and Fish have come into their own as tag team champions.
I forgot they even had the belts.
I didn't. Even though they haven't been on television much lately. Surprised? No.
Well, see, not really, because Ring of Honor has no problems, letting their guys, and they'll even acknowledge. You're like, oh, you want to go to Japan with our titles, spread the word on our name,
yes,
and get better. Just go ahead.
Score.
Go ahead. Just let us know when you need us to pick you up from the airport.
Yeah, we'll pick you up when we get back. We'll drop you off on the way out there.
Yeah.
For me, the version of the story is Fish and O'Reilly have come into their own as tag team champions, but they need to be more visible. The NAO, the New Age Outlaws, have the belts as a springboard for the titles. They're pacifying a lot of old school, and I hate that word, longtime wrestling fans who've been banging down the door for something to flash back to the Attitude Era. And unfortunately, because we're rated PG, they can't do all the gimmicks that they really want to do other than they can get the crowd to scream, suck it.
Yeah.
I mean, Road Dogg doesn't do half the verbal shtick that he used to do. And that a lot of that is by choice because of the way he currently lives his life. Hashtag definitely Christian. And I don't fault him for that. If he's uncomfortable doing it, don't do it. Even Vince is not going to make you go against pertinent religious beliefs. Katie Vick and Mae Young in a hand. Hey, Mae, need a hand? Okay. But in this case, the Outlaws have the titles as a springboard for the next team. A lot of people
hopefully will be the Usos.
I've got the Usos going over tonight. I've got the Usos winning the belts.
Yeah, but you got to realize though if you follow the old wrestling edict, both guys were successful in their singles matches.
True.
Right before the pay-per-view show.
Normally it's on Raw, not SmackDown. SmackDown's the bonus.
Well, like I said, I mean, it's going to suck if they don't.
And here's the scary part about this, and I'm just going to go ahead and say this, and I've said it before on certain circumstances. Over the last 2 weeks, SmackDown has been better than Raw.
Once again, not really paying attention to them.
SmackDown, in my humble opinion, has been better than Raw. Mainly because, and I called this one, I called it big time. A couple of Raws ago, when you had the moment that I was marking out over and popping for like a big dog, when it was the Wyatts coming down and they were doing the standoff against the Shield.
Yeah.
I knew in my heart of hearts that they were going to try to recreate that moment and try to, as Todd Gordon and Paul Heyman would say, catch lightning in the bottle. And I'm sorry, I knew in my heart of hearts that they were going to screw it up if they tried to recreate it. And lo and behold, what'd they do? They tried to recreate it, and they screwed the pooch. All over again. WWE has got some of the hardest lessons to learn in their creative team when it comes down to the simple fact of leave well enough alone. Of course, that can be said about any and every pro wrestling organization or sports entertainment group at any time. Sometimes the horse is dead for a reason. Quit beating it.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, even Motley Crue knows when to hang it up. And they're on their final tour. Damn it.
Yeah, but it's by the same token. How many times has Terry Funk tried to retire? I think, honestly, I think Terry Funk has made some kind of Faustian deal to where if he actually stops wrestling, he will die.
Well, and I'm going to use a really bad simile that for which I am probably going to get crucified for. I bleed Crimson Tide red, and the word was that if Bear Bryant ever retired from coaching, that he would not make it very long. Bear Bryant retired from coaching, and he did not make it very long, and I'm very sad to hear that. I mean, I'm sad to go down that road, but it's the truth. And I think Terry Funk may be of the same ilk.
I'm serious.
Wait a minute, they still recognize a television champion?
What the heck is that?
They still recognize a television champion in TNA?
Yeah. And I thought, they retired that belt, didn't they?
No, Abyss.
Seriously? No, I thought when Devon left, he took the television title.
Remember it became the Legends title? No, it didn't become the Legends title.
No, the Legends title
became the TV title.
Hey, Wicked's back!
Really?
Or was that my echo?
I think that was your echo.
Oh, okay.
I've been looking.
I have a cool echo then.
And Daryl pointed out in the chat room that the Wolves are now the tag team champions ever since today.
Yeah, they did win it. I forgot. They did win it on the over in the tour.
Mm-hmm. So now they are recognized as of February 23rd, 2014, and since it was earlier there than it was here, it happened for us when it was still when it was still tomorrow.
Yeah, I was something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, it was tomorrow for us.
Yeah, that's why everybody's posting pics of they were taking with the Wolves, and they're like, before their title win.
And
I don't know. Like I said, I like the Wolves, but I don't know. It's just that's like saying there's a quarter in a pile of poop. I want that quarter, but I'm not getting in that pile of poop.
Look, I like Eddie Edwards, tremendous competitor. I think ROH was a better fit for him, just like I think Davey Richards was a better fit for ROH as well. But I'm glad to see that them getting on a more national spotlight, even though there's.
I agree, and as much as I would have liked to see them on a grander scale with the WWE, I don't think that they would have stayed long in the spotlight.
No, because they're too indie for Vince.
Yeah, well, that and they had already saddled them as the American Pit Bulls instead of the Wolves, and I think they were going to call them like, something too preppy sounding names. I mean, they weren't going to be preppy, but it's just, I don't know, it just sounded weird. But I just don't like the Wolves. Why can't it be the American Wolves?
Because I think it's
other than maybe Ring of Honor or they themselves own the trademark. Just something better than the Wolves. It makes them sound like a basketball team.
No, that'd be the T-Wolves.
So just the Wolves. I mean, it kind of makes me want. I want to see like a little person dressed in a like dressing up like Teen Wolf. How the Los Matadors has El Torito.
Yeah.
I want to see a little person dressed up as Teen Wolf come to the ring with the Wolves. Do flips.
You know, it'd be funny as hell.
And they could call him Timber.
You know what would be funny as hell?
Midgets and wolf costumes?
If Eric Young were to be dressed in that gimmick.
No, it's got to be a midget.
No. Here's the thing. Because out of everything that Eric Young has been given in Impact Wrestling and in TNA, he has made it work.
Oh, there's no doubt. I mean, everything from bumbling Canadian to Super Eric to Captain Beardo to even when he had dyed his hair, or maybe it was his actual natural hair color. Who knows with Eric Young? When he was like supposed to be leading the group of foreigners, and I mean, Eric Young, that guy. It's not saying much, but they need to put his ass in the TNA Hall of Fame.
Amen.
Because you want to talk about workhorse.
Yes.
I mean, you could say that, Chris, Abyss. I mean, he's done a lot for the company.
Yes.
He's been with them since, almost day one, if not day one. And he's busted his butt. And he's done some goofy stuff. Who else has been with them for a while that's just done tremendous stuff?
Yeah. If there was go ahead.
You could even say Bobby Roode and James Storm. They've gone through their stuff. Daniels off and on with the company, so much.
Kazarian.
Even brought in Curryman, even though Curryman was his own creation and Curryman's awesome. You got all those guys. They are strong horses. They have strong work ethics, everything. But Eric Young has been given a poop sandwich every time. I'm not going to say every time on purpose. Nobody's being malicious, but
we don't know that.
Well, I mean, some of it I'm just like, I think they're just like, when there's a kid that's like, hey, I want something to do. Hey, I want something to do. Hey, I want something to do. And then you just give them something to do. I think Eric Young was like, look, I need to be on TV. I know my greatness. You need to see my greatness. What can I do to be on TV? And they're just like, okay, here, try this. I think Eric Young has been given a turd every time, and he has turned that turd into, like, gold. Especially when it comes to something comedic.
Derek Billington and John Cahill.
Was that their names?
Yeah, Daryl put it in the chat room. Thank you, Daryl.
Yeah, and obviously Billington was hey, Daryl, was Billington supposed to be Richards?
It was.
Yeah. You know why? Because he's built similar to Tom Billington, the Dynamite Kid. Little known fact, a lot of people always wondered, Davey Boy Smith. They just like, oh, Davey Boy, like was a nickname? No. Boy was his legitimate middle name, because when he was born, the guy who was filling out his birth certificate at the hospital put the sex where the middle name went. So Davey Smith, his legitimate middle name was Boy, and they kept it.
Do me a favor. Let's hit the bottom of the hour break. Folks, we're going to make this a short one. We'll be back in 4 right here. Beyond Ringside Live continues right after this.
I'm Paul Ellering, and you're locked into Beyond the Ringside.
GCW Pro Wrestling comes to the Pelham Civic Complex in Pelham, Alabama, Saturday, March 1st for March Mayhem WrestleFest 2014. Already signed to appear, former WWE, now TNA star MVP, Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner. Ladies Championship on the line as Amber O'Neal challenges the Island Girl Tracy Taylor. 8 big matches in all. Bell time set for 7:30 p.m. Tickets start at $15 and are available through Ticketmaster. Be sure to check out GCWPro.com, and we'll see you on March 1st for Global Championship Wrestling.
Starship, we're meant to fly, hands up and touch the sky. Okay, we're not on the air, are we?
America voted. You are safe.
From what, ever getting a singing career?
I told you we were going back in. Welcome back into Beyond Ringside Live, and...
Yeah, but I'm sorry, you know me, dude. You know how random my mind goes, so it's literally hair trigger. You could say one thing, and I will just pull it out of my well-rounded hairy ass and just go all, commando on it. Speaking commando, I have been doing this entire show with no underwear on. A T-shirt, yes. Underwear, no.
We have
And right now on the screen, I have the Spectral Envoy taking on the Swarm. Because that's right, I do legitimately play WWE 2K14 during every show.
That he does. That he really does. And I know that you are stoked about May 25th. Can it get here soon enough?
Oh.
The return of Chikara.
I know. Okay, for those of you who do know, and I'm sure Eddie, even when I hadn't been on the show, Eddie talked about my, shoulder and bicep, and I had to have surgery. And I don't think I could drag this working with ComSync out till May 25th. But, damn if I could. But actually on May the 5th,
yes,
Chikara is holding a legitimate red carpet movie premiere of Ashes. So not just what you saw on the YouTubes.
They made it a feature film?
They made it a feacher film and have added so much more to it.
Good.
And it's going to be a red carpet event. A lot of the guys who, were in Ashes are going to be there. It's going to be like a legitimate Hollywood premiere on an independent wrestling scale. So, but I would love to be there for that. And, and then of course they announced recently for You Only Live Twice, and once again, the mind of, the Chikara front office, going back to their, comic book and video game and trading card, roots. They're calling it the expansion pack, which I want to say around 1:00 that day, the day of the show, the return. They're having the expansion pack where it's basically going to be a meet and greet. I think it's like $10.
Nice, very nice. Tell you what, by the way, Wick just sent me a text. It's not, he didn't drop his phone in the sink, so there went the baby in the bathwater thing. But his phone has been messing up, so he's going to try to come back in one way or the other and see how things.
He's gonna find us. He's gonna get us one way or another.
Oops. I almost did the frickin' pig thing from the Geico commercial. Shoot me now. Do you know what I'm talking about? Boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants.
Oh, yeah.
That is so effing stupid, but it's stuck in my head. I'd rather hear Dr. Doofenshmirtz from Phineas and Ferb sing Ave Maria.
Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated.
Yeah, I know we're going to get on comic books next. But
oh, goodness, let's not offend that one random anonymous listener from a few weeks ago. They're talking about hey, suck on my asshole.
I don't give a rat's ass. This show has gone in more directions on any given day than most people have active brain cells. And if your active brain cell count is 1, try a new fertilizer. That's all I'm going to say. Try an atom splitter. That's all I'm going to say. And by saying that's all I'm going to say means normally I'm going to say something else. Like to say hello to good friend of the show. Actually, one of my new best friends, Lisa Shin, graphic artist and comic book artist. Thank you for listening in this afternoon. I think I might have told you what project that Lisa's working on for me, right?
Nope.
Yes, Fast Eddie Layne is going to be recreated as the Guy Gardner-esque Black Lantern.
But you're not black.
I don't care.
Wait. Sorry. I thought you had Jon Stewart. Like
no.
Wait. Why are you going to be a Black Lantern? They're dead.
And?
Well, I mean, we've always said that your career was dead.
No, my career was dead before it began.
That's just true.
Thank you. I just think it'd be cool. Okay, look, and this is a conversation Wick and I've had. I am more of a fan of Guy Gardner than I ever...
Oh, yeah. I'd have to say out of all of them. Yeah.
I mean, for me, it's like this. In the Marvel Universe, I am Tony Stark personified. Give not a rat's ass who says anything otherwise. In the DC...
No.
Dude, can you imagine me with an unlimited checkbook?
Dude, you are...
I would be downstairs...
The only thing you shared in common with Tony Stark is your drinking problem.
That's a start.
You are like... No, you want to know what you are? You would be... okay, like, have you ever seen The Incredibles?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
When first started out, and he was trying to be Mr. Incredible's sidekick, and he kept, just shooing him away. He's like, look, kid, you're going to hurt yourself. That's you running up to
Well, thank you for calling me Mr. Incredible. I appreciate that. Okay, I'm good.
No. You were trying to be Incredible.
No, taking it back now. No, taking it back now. You called me Mr.
I
Incredible.
didn't call you Mr. Incredible. I said you were trying to be like Mr. Incredible. You were like the Incredible Boy. So that's how you are with Tony Stark. You're like, I'm going to be just like you, Tony Stark. Here, let me start drinking. That's all I can do.
No, I am not Incredible Boy. I am Incredible, as in incredibly fullable.
You're incredulous.
Well, you didn't catch the syntax that I put on the word incredible, as in full of.
Well, if you keep eating that, all that bread, you'll be all right, though.
Allegedly, the pay-per-view is kicked off. I know not the situation with the pre-show match, Cody Rhodes and Goldust versus Ryback, so let's just go and throw it out there. MaBo, your thoughts and prediction?
I got a feeling they're going to end up doing the... there's going to be if they don't do the swerve turn tonight, it's going to be definitely set up with the whole Rhodes boys.
Yeah, so you think Ryback's... Go ahead.
I think Ryback's going to go over. Poor Ryback. Remember when he was relevant? Seriously, dude, what was I watching the other day?
There goes the ADD.
It was like on Hulu, they have the old NXT stuff now. And, you guys sit through the commercials and all like Hulu Plus, but, this was back, I guess, when Ryback had first started getting his, push on TV.
Yes.
They had showed where he protected Foley from, who was it that was acting like a jerk and beat him up?
That'd be half of everybody on the roster.
Punk.
Yeah.
Remember when Punk did his heel turn and then Ryback stepped in front of him and he was like, you want to try that with me or whatever? So Ryback had just, I started building that Goldberg-esque persona and everything they were doing for him. Look at him now.
Oh, yeah. There's no relevancy whatsoever, and that's sad.
Oh, and I was really looking forward to a Ryback-Goldberg match.
Yeah, it could still happen. You never know.
Hey, look, on WWE 2K14, during my season, about a month out, I brought Goldberg in for the Rumble.
Yes.
Kept him around, had a feud with him and Ryback. I actually had a really good WrestleMania match with Ryback versus Goldberg. Of course, I was the one in control, and we all know how awesome I am. Thank you.
Yes, you were awesome.
Be like, hey, MaBo, are you cool? Awesome.
Where's that song by Spose whenever I need it?
Because I'm awesome. No, you're not, dude. Don't lie, but I'm awesome.
Thank you.
You're riding around, and your mom's right, but I'm awesome.
Thank you.
A quarter of my life's gone by. And I got all my... I love that song. Shut up.
I can't make up my mind exactly which team's would go over in this circumstance. I really have a hard time sitting back thinking about either of them being, because I don't want to see the Rhodes boys split up. And by the same token, I'm apathetic when it comes to Ryback and Axel. I think they work better as singles, but by the same token, they are pretty damn good as a team. But I'm just kind of like, my jury is still hung, so to speak.
I bet it is.
Daryl went with Rybaxel to win it. Let's go for what I call...
Daryl's probably watching it right now. And
he probably is.
He's like, I'll just pretend I'm not watching. And we know we're on to you there, Daryl, with your biscuits and your trolleys and your lifts.
You didn't say tea and crumpets. I was waiting on that characterization and generalization.
No. I just think it's precious, though, that they call biscuits, cookies, biscuits, and stuff. That just doesn't sound fun. You can't have fun with a biscuit.
I'm the one who said just grab them in the biscuits. Okay.
Unless you're playing soggy biscuit, then you can have fun with it.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Who wants to play soggy biscuit?
Shut up. Batista versus Alberto Del Rio, as if anybody gives a damn.
Oh, God. That's like saying, hey, are you going to have fun taking a poop? I don't know. Don't care.
Well, here, we're not only going to go ahead and put a cork up your ass while you try to take a poop, we're going to wedge that in there and weld it even further closed. That's exactly my frame of mind when it comes to Alberto Del Rio versus Batista.
Oh, seriously, like, I would rather pluck individually.
I know where you're going to say it.
Each one of my short and curly.
I knew it.
Than watch this match, let alone... I think I would force myself to pluck out my short and curlies one at a time for even caring about this match. and unless one of them decides to, I don't know, pull down the other's trunks and then anally rape them with the hammer from the bell, I don't care what happens in this match. Like something... Chris Benoit is going to have to come back from the dead for me to give a crap about this match.
I really want to see this. I know this will never happen because we didn't have a chance to get it trending earlier. Sooner or later, it would have eventually worked. The minute the bell rings to start the match, the fans start chanting, "Stop the match! Stop the match!"
Oh God, if we could have, you know what? I know it's not going to happen. This is one of these, fanboy moments, but. I would just love to see Punk come down with a pipe or a bat, legitimately crack both of them over the head, pull his schmeckle out, and then pee on both of them. Especially, he doesn't have to do ADR. ADR's, he's just kind of but I would love for Punk to just come down to the ring, crack Batista over the head with some form of blunt object. Tell ADR is look, just get out of the ring. Just get out of the ring. And then Punk pull his schmeckle out and just pee all over ADR or Batista. I would love to see that.
Daryl went with Batista, and I'm going. I actually call him this to aggravate somebody under the roof over here. Hi, Cindy, how you doing? I call him Butt-tista because he does that Tinkerbell thing when he bounces around on his tippy toes before he comes down the rampway. It's like fruity bastard. Sorry. And don't get me started because on Back to Basics Tuesday night. I am going to abso-freaking-lutely go off on what dominated ESPN and Fox Sports 1 this morning, and it wasn't freaking NASCAR.
Oh, well, boo-hoo.
Well, no, Daytona, of course, got rained out.
Oh, by the way, let me ask you this.
Yes.
Is NASCAR retarded?
Explain.
Or does nobody care in WWE corporate? What was their pre-show that was on last night, Saturday night? What was their
Bash at the
pre-show
Beach
called? Bash at the Beach. Does WWE, since they bought WCW, and I'm just going to assume since they can show the pay-per-views on, their back when it was the network and everything, did they not own the rights to the name Bash at the Beach?
Depending on the context in which it is utilized, NASCAR doing a party at Daytona Beach that has nothing to do with wrestling, Vince ain't gonna give a rat's ass about.
I know, but it's still the name, though.
You're right, it is, and they didn't post a trademark on it because I have it DVR'd. I started watching some of it, and I just look. With all due respect to the fine folks over at Fox Sports. You really need to pick better hosts for the show, and
I think I caught a bit of it because I was coming back from a surprise birthday party. By the way, Tiffany, I know you're not going to hear this, but Tiffany, happy birthday! I know it's tomorrow, but happy birthday, and we all love you. So, congratulations on her. I think she said her 7th or 8th annual 22nd birthday. So. Happy birthday. Like I said, we all love you. But I was coming from the party, And, with my shoulder, I'm not supposed to be driving, and it's about a good 45 minutes drive from where I live to Tiffany's. Conveniently enough, my mom and my grandmother, that's the halfway point. So I was tired. I was like, I'll stop. And, my mom and my grandmother, being old Southern ladies, they love their NASCAR. So they had it on. That's how I know about the Bash at the Beach. But, long story short, I thought, just from what I saw, I thought Danica Patrick did a really good job hosting.
She did a good job. I'm not going to say not. And Jeff Gordon, God love him, is just too bland.
Thank you. I mean, I wanted to say something to my mom, but she had gone to bed. But, Meemaw was still watching it, and God bless her heart.
I'm not saying Dale...
host. But no, Jeff Gordon had that...
Vanilla.
Well, not even vanilla. It was like half, just that half wooden, half deer in the headlights look.
Yeah.
And you could tell just by the way when he would read, he was just, I'm not going to say completely stilted, but just, yeah, I agree, Danica. It's like he was, trying to come up with the witty banter at the Oscars or something.
I am offering my services next year to NASCAR to co-host.
I'm offering my services to Danica Patrick.
Send me naked pictures of her. We'll be okay.
I can get you that one.
Not the one that's been all over the internet. That took no creativity whatsoever to find.
Yeah, well, that's really the only one. I mean,
there you go.
She's got the restraining order.
Against you? Yes, me, no.
Yeah, I know.
The Shield versus the Wyatt family, MaBo. Your call.
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, we talked about this before. I don't know how that's going to work. I mean, on the one side, this is going to be great for Roman Reigns to shine.
We hope.
And, it's going to, like I said, if they lose, but that is going to build the dissension and the Wyatts. I mean, they do need to look a little bit stronger. Rowan and Harper, they would probably benefit from the most looking strong. But I don't know, because, at least Bray's going to have his chance, and we'll get into that in a minute, of, sort of redemption later on. Oh. And, I love me some Bray Wyatt. Oh, but I'm also, a big fan of the Shield. I'm going to go Shield. I hate to say it. I'm going to go Shield. I'm going to say, but it's not going to be Bray. Bray's not going to take the pin.
I'm agreeing.
The only way, though, and I hate to cut you off, the only way I see the Wyatts winning is if they go ahead and bring in the fourth member that they've internally been talking about, Judas Devlin. There has been some minor internal rumblings about bringing him up, but he's just recovered from, I think, a broken leg or something. So there's been rumblings of bringing him up for a fourth one. So I don't know, but I'm gonna have to go ahead and say I'm gonna say the Shield. I hate, it's tough, but I'm gonna say Shield.
This has probably got to be, for me, one of the most precarious situations that WWE has backed themselves into. And for me, and by the way, Daryl said, don't forget his T. Capitalized
Look
T.
at here, you limey bastard.
Hey! Watch it.
You union jack-off.
Okay, you can say that one. Now, for me, it's like this. If you out and out put the Wyatt family over, then you are going to hurt even Roman Reigns in this circumstance, unless he is nowhere to be found during the finish. If he's nowhere to be found, guess what? It's automatically going to be heel heat, no matter, unless he's like being double teamed by Rowan and Martin.
Well, laughing. No,
yeah, there you go.
You pull the laughing. Every once in a while, blind squirrel. Well, my thing is, and it kind of goes back to what you're saying is does every match, have to end with the turn or whatever? I mean, could this be the night that Ambrose completely, turns against Reigns and feeds him to the Wyatts, and then Rollins is like, "What are you doing, man?" I don't know why.
He does look like he needs to smoke a blunt.
I don't know why he became Tommy Chong at one point.
I don't know. Does that make Dean Ambrose Cheech Marin?
No, that makes Dean Ambrose awesome, because I'm telling you, I am dying. I mean, as much as I would have loved to have seen Bray and Ambrose go back and forth on the mic more.
But see, here's the thing for me, and let me get this in, because yesterday on Saturday Showcase, I called for Dean Ambrose to be the one to take the pin.
Yeah.
And because with him having the U.S. title, the only don't forget to call me. Oh wait, dude, you just got hit with a punk card. Daryl B said that he'll be more than happy to call Nigel. He'll do it too. He'll do it too.
We're not talking about that.
He said,
Beyond Ringside's premier European ambassador.
There you go. And there are so many ways that this could go wrong. And I'm just afraid that they're going to find that one way in particular to make it go wrong. I'm going to go ahead and stick with my original prediction that Ambrose is going to be the one to take the fall. If that does not occur, double count out. Broadway, bye-bye, see ya. Just let them go all over the place.
I don't think they're going to go. I think they're going...
Tag team titles. Usos versus Outlaws.
I want the Usos to win it so bad.
I'm riding that same horse. I do believe that it is time. I'm a genuine believer that the Usos do not need the belts, but I believe it would be nice, and they damn sure deserve the belts. So I'm going to go ahead and sit back, still looking at the chat room. From that vantage point, I think Daryl's pretty much on board with us on the Usos as well. Darren Young, Titus O'Neil in the match that will not get the critical acclaim that it deserves because you've got two gentlemen in that ring who can actually entertain people when given the chance.
No, first of all, you got to say it right. Titus O'Neil and Derek Young.
Okay.
I hate that because both of them definitely. You know, he didn't get the nickname No Days Off for just a reason. It's not a gimmick. Derek Young, see, now you got me calling him Derek Young for real.
Damn it.
Darren Young busts his ass. And yes, somebody could also say, the off-colored comment, he also busts ass, you know what I'm saying? But still, hey, much respect for what he, for who he is and everything. But he earned that nickname. You know what I'm saying? He's put his time in. And he might not have like the charisma of Titus, but he definitely can go more than Titus. That's why I thought they made a great tag team. To me, one of the great elements of a tag team was, you always had one great talker, and you had one guy that could go out there and just
go.
Just go. I mean, to me that was one of the key ingredients you always got to have for a tag, unless they have a manager. Then you got the manager who does all the work. Wicked. But I just, I hate that this is probably actually going to be a really good match. And I'm glad it's on the pay-per-view. I'm glad both of these fellas are getting featured on the pay-per-view. I just hate that it's either going to get hijacked by the fans or not given the proper recognition.
Yeah, I'm in. Like I said, I think this will be the one match that the fans will have no respect whatsoever and start chanting CM Punk so loud that they cannot overbleep it.
No, I think that's going to come with the Batista ADR match, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because you're force feeding us Batista ADR, we shall rebel against you. But I think in my book right now, it would be a bigger disservice to Darren Young and Titus O'Neil because they genuinely work.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And everybody knows the situation. By now, everybody knows the reason why Punk walked away was because of, situations like with Batista.
Rhodes Brothers won.
Oh, really? Oh, they're smoking mirrors! But why don't we have one episode of Beyond Ringside where I just sing everybody's theme songs?
We worked on that one time before, and you never could come through with the rest of them.
Oh, I mean, I could, but
you kept trying to find a song that you were going to sing, and you never could find the lyrics for it, and we kind of lost track of everything else after that.
Oh yeah, the primetime song. See, that was the death knell for them right there. I couldn't sing their song; they broke up.
And Daryl went with Titus and also said the PTP split is going to be like Crime Time all over again, and Titus will be Shad Gaspard.
You think? I don't know. Speaking of which, not everybody knows this, but JTG's still around.
Yeah, pretty much, and not doing a damn thing on the major shows. And why?
I mean, he only appeared I think it was last year. He only appeared 7 times, and all those were all like superstars.
Yeah.
I don't know. Honestly, I think Darren Young's going to go over. I think they're going to give Darren Young the win. That's just me, but either way, I think it's going to be a good match. But it's going to be a match that does not get the recognition it deserves.
Like I said it earlier. I'll stick with it. As far as the overage, I'm going to go ahead and call Titus on this one. Titleist. 4.
Oh, poor Titus. If he ever
listens to this show,
if he ever somehow gets a hold of this, he's gonna be like, just like, what? Please, I need all the help I can get.
No kidding, dude. I mean, here's the thing about this, and this is, I know we're going overtime, but you know something, we used to go to 8 o'clock Central anyway, so screw it. But the short version is, and I don't have to be at Courtyard till 9. Yeah, so, or 8:45.
And as long as I have time to warm up some food before Walking Dead, we're good.
Yeah, there you go. Here's the scoop. If you have paid attention to Titus O'Neil's mic work ever since the split, he comes across as very trepidatious about what he's trying to say, and he makes a ton less eye contact with the camera.
Which remember when, you know, we were talking about the primetime players, I had actually commented, because remember, Titus was the one that was on NXT when he got cut. And they were, you know, like, well, Titus, do you have anything to say? And he goes, if you're going to win, make it a win. Of course, that was also when his teeth looked like they had 8 pounds of butter on them.
Yeah, pretty much.
But it's right. It's like when he was with Darren, it's like Darren, I'm not going to say crutch, but almost that security blanket.
Where you feel like you're speaking to somebody instead of speaking at everybody.
Yeah, and then, you know, he always had Darren, like, Darren was, I mean, especially if you notice towards the end, Darren was almost like the foil. Or if you definitely ever watched him on Inbox, those two guys, and that sucks too because they're not going to be able to do their, you know, the Primetime Players TV show that they had, you know, that they were working on for the network. But if you ever got a chance, see, that's a lot of things. Like, people miss the stuff like on Inbox, or like when it was Santino's Foreign Exchange. You get to see the guys that aren't top tier or even second tier. You get to see them shine. You get the primetime players made, before they started catering Inbox to like individual people, like, okay, all this, you know, this episode will be all questions for Natty, or all questions for Heyman, or all questions for, you know, yada yada yada. Like, they would ask general questions, and then it would be like, Kofi would have his answer. The players would have their answer. You know, Heyman would have his answer. That was when you got to see really, to me, that's when the primetime players started to really shine, mic work-wise, because they were, first of all, able to be themselves. And, you know, if you're able to be yourself, you're going to be way more comfortable. And then that's where they also started to develop that dynamic to where they could play off of each other, which eventually was what they were doing towards the end. How, you know, Titus would, you know, he would do the brunt of the mic work, but then, you know, when it became Darren's time, you know, he would say something kind of funny, and Titus would just kind of, you know, look at it. It was kind of the, no pun intended, it was the whole straight man, you know, sidekick kind of thing, like your typical Bud Abbott, Lou Costello almost.
Right.
Not that funny. And so you could kind of see, like you said, now that Darren's not with him, Titus is like, okay, it's real now. I'm going to have to learn to speak on my own. I'm going to, instead of just playing off my partner or, you know, just individuality, I'm going to have to now start looking at the crowd as a whole and trying to get my point across. And also switching from that sort of that, even when they were technically heels, they were that fun heel. Well, now he's, you know, it's a little bit different animal, so to speak. So he's not only having to work without his partner there, but he's having to change up his style a little bit. So hopefully he can get through it. But like I said, you know, 2 years later, 3 years later, you know, coming from the guy who was like, if you won't make it a win, if you win, make it a win, to where he is now, you know, at least I give him my hat to him, because there's some guys who might still be saying that. You know what I'm saying? Did I put you to sleep?
Nope, I'm with you.
Okay.
Sorry, I was actually reading some of the comment sections over at some of the different websites as they've got their
live. You're going to say you're reading comments from the chat room. They're like, "Will he shut up? Does he ever shut up? Has he taken a breath? Does he know what he's talking about?"
And for the record,
Daryl Beasley's all like, "I want his penis."
Daryl B's like, I always forget JTG is still there. Whatever happened to his makeover from Alicia Fox?
Oh my God, that's going nowhere as fast.
Yeah, pretty much. Let's go from there. Intercontinental title match. Big E defending against Jack Swagger. Bowman?
I mean, Big E. I don't know. I hate to say this, but poor Swaggy, especially if they're going forward with the Cesaro push, which I love that. I got a feeling, especially with we know Cesaro's not going to win, but we're going to end up seeing, I guarantee you we're going to see a Cesaro-Swagger feud come out of this. Zeb's probably going to go to slap him, and that's where we're going to see, believe it or not, a face turn for Swagger. We're going to see that. We're going to see a Cesaro-Swagger feud, and if they do the traditional future endeavors post-Mania, Swagger's going to go.
Would not be surprised in the least. I would love to see Swagger go over with the Intercontinental title, but I don't see any chance in hell. I'll kiss Stephanie McMahon's ass if they put the belt on him.
I would kiss her ass regardless.
I was making cheap excuses. Of course, I would do it anyway. But in this circumstance, that belt is not going anywhere. If it leaves the waist of Big E Langston, then I will just have complete and total faith restored in WWE Creative for all of 6.5 minutes, which is about how long I expect this match to go. 6.5 minutes. Let's go for it. Elimination Chamber match. Pros, cons, winner.
I don't know. Aren't we missing some?
No.
Matches?
No.
You sure?
Positive. Intercontinental Tag Team title. Shield, Wyatt, Batista, Del Rio, tag, that's it. And I'm on WWE.com right now, and you would assume that they would actually include it on their website.
Okay, so what were we talking about? Chamber.
The Chamber itself.
Ooh, I'm going to Orton. They're not going to change Mania. So asking, who's going to win, that ain't going to, there's not going to be a change. Orton's going to walk out. Basically, what you got to look at is what's going to come out of the Chamber. What kind, what spots are you going to, what spots do you predict? There's talk of of Christian maybe not making it. But somebody, because they are in Lesnar country.
Well, I have said this for the last few weeks. If they want to get the fan base elated and make everybody shut up about everything going on with whether it's a work or whether it's real, if you let CM Punk, if he is still with the company and they're waiting for the right moment to spring him back out there, if you're waiting for that moment, let him do to Christian what Edge did to Kofi a couple of years back.
See, that's what I was thinking, because they've already said.
Yeah, I've been saying that for weeks.
Well, they've said that. They've said that. It's not going to be Lesnar. Everybody's like, oh, Lesnar's going to be the one to, if they take Christian out, Lesnar's going to be the one to replace him. I don't think so. I mean, I think, and that's why everybody's saying nothing's concrete. But it's not Lesnar, but it's nothing's concrete as far as pulling Christian, because who knows? Vince may still be talking, but talking to Punk. But here's the thing: what would be the point of putting Punk in there if he's not going to win? You know what I'm saying? Because to me, there's already going to be so much going on. You got, everybody's going to be expecting, and it's going to happen anyway, but a top-notch performance from Daniel Bryan. He's going to be going all over the place like a ping pong ball. I guarantee you, Cesaro, if other than the Cesaro swing, I guarantee you he picks somebody up and swings them into a pod or a cage siding or something.
Yeah, I hope it's not a pod, because those things will break.
Only when they want to. By the way, they don't break on the game anymore. You used to be able to. I just farted so loud, scared the hell out of me. I'm the only one in the room.
You are a sick man.
I just farted, and I was like, "Who's there?" And my room's not that big, so I don't know how somebody would sneak up behind me on my mattress. But yeah, on the game, you throw somebody into the pod, they don't break anymore. That kind of, I was like, well, that sucks. But where was I? Oh yeah, but like I said, there's no overall, like in Chambers past, it was always like, who's going to win? Who do you think's going to win? To me, this Chamber is not about who's going to win. We all know, or I guarantee you, Orton's walking away. And if it's not Orton, it's going to be Bryan, and then Orton's going to say something, and then they're going to make it a three-way dance at Mania. That's just all that's going to be all on the fly. But Orton's walking out with the title. To me, it's going to be. It's almost like you know the ending. It's just to the story. It's just you want to see what all the sub stories are going to be.
Right.
And kind of what I had said something earlier about, I guarantee you, Bray Wyatt is going to cost John Cena, whether it be at the end, if it comes down to Cena Orton, or at some point, the Wyatt family and or Bray Wyatt himself is going to cost Cena his chance for the title, and that's going to set up the Bray Wyatt versus Cena at WrestleMania, which I'm going to be very interested. Just, the mic work alone. Like I said, not a big Cena fan in the ring. He's got the 5 moves of doom. I will say this, though.
8.
Holy hell. Cesaro pulled a match out of Cena. Not the other way around. Cesaro pulled a match out of Cena on Raw Monday night.
I think they did each other justice the other night on Raw because, look, if you have watched John Cena over the last 6 months, John Cena actually does have a number of moves that he has started to eke back into his in-ring repertoire. And he's been working some good matches. I mean, my God, remember he made Randy Orton look good last week.
Dude, I could make Randy Orton look good. And I have zero training.
But you, I'm sure, have more talent than Randy could ever consider. And that's why I've called Randy Orton the ultimate one-trick pony in WWE. And I hate to say it like that, but it's true.
That fart I just let it 2 minutes ago, that fart I just let out, that has
more talent than Randy Orton. Yeah.
But, I mean, look, I'm not saying that Cena is like a Orton or even a Batista, has the limited moves. It's just, I guess maybe he got comfortable over the years.
He did.
With his 5 moves of doom. But I think it took somebody like a Cesaro, or even like back at SummerSlam, like a Daniel Bryan, someone who not only can go in the ring, but can enhance Cena for once. Cena's always, been able to make somebody look like a monster, kind of like Hogan used to, make him look like a monster, but to turn around and defeat him. But, it took, guys like Cesaro and Daniel Bryan, indie guys, and Punk, indie guys, to pull great matches, pull from good to great matches out of Cena. Which, people forget, Cena is actually technically an indie guy. He came up through UPW. He came up through OVW. He wasn't just a bodybuilder that was picked out of nowheres. So he did his time. I will always say that. Cena always did his time.
Yeah, he was the prototype in OVW.
Huh?
He was the prototype in OVW.
He was the prototype in UPW out in California.
I thought he was the prototype in OVW.
He was, but he came from UPW out in California. When he left Massachusetts, he went out to California, and I believe was working on his bodybuilding or his wrestling, but he trained at UPW. That's what he knows. Him and Samoa Joe. A lot of people don't know this, but him and Samoa Joe, at one point were tearing it up in UPW. They were in the same company, along with Daniels and all these other guys.
I believe it.
So Cena has put his time in.
Oh God, yeah.
But to me, shortly after the rapper gimmick started, and he really started picking up steam, I would say when he got the U.S. spinner belt, that's when he started getting comfortable, as not so far as sitting on his butt and not doing anything, because he wouldn't have been, 20 jabillion time champion at this point. But I think as far as he transitioned from in-ring work, because he got in a comfortable spot, this is my opinion now, like it, love it, suck it, he got comfortable with his in-ring work as far as his limited skill set, and transitioned everything to microphone, to charisma, to really working what they call the WWE style, where you can have a limited set as long as you can tell a story and definitely get over the crowd with your mic work.
Correct.
So, where the hell did that come from?
I have no idea, but it was quite eloquent.
I don't know. No, I'm talking about, what were we talking about? Oh, the one-on-one verbal confrontation. Like I said, not as far as work, in-ring work.
Wyatt versus Cena.
Yeah, like, as much as I enjoyed The Rock's mic work, I think 9 times out of 10, Cena shredded The Rock back when they first started.
Cena has more personality than The Rock does.
Yeah, like I said, Rock still relies on that Attitude Era. He never got out of the Attitude Era. That's why he was always talking about moms and pies and, the homosexual innuendos.
Yeah.
That's what always kind of bothered me. I was like, look, okay, Rock, I get it. You're a star. You're making, millions of dollars, and you're going to bring millions of dollars into Vince's company.
But
you can't. You're not Attitude Era anymore. That doesn't work. That's not what this company's about. So that's why, if you would have taken the sort of the Attitude Era-esque material out of Rock's repertoire, it would have been completely destroyed. Like, Cena would have owned him on the mic.
On the mic, Cena did own him.
But I mean, even more. I mean, he shredded him on the mic. But if you would have taken out, Rock had his shots. Rock had great shots. But if you would have taken out the Attitude Era-esque material, it would have been like Wicked Nemesis getting in a in-ring promo battle with Helen Keller. So, but the thing is with Bray Wyatt, his is definitely more cerebral, and I can't wait to see, because Bray never really has anybody to play off of. I can't wait to see how he is going to react to Cena, because Cena's quick-witted. I will give you that. I have never taken that away from Cena. I might not like the guy's in-ring work. Out of the ring, I think he's a hell of a guy. I never liked his in-ring work, but I will tell you this. That kid is, and I say kid, he's like, 4 years younger than me?
No, I think he's older than you.
Huh? No, he's not. I'm older. I'm older than just about everybody on the roster. But I've never taken away the fact that Cena is quick-witted and can go on that mic, and I can't wait. This will be a test for Bray Wyatt, who I think has that Jake Roberts-esque, promo style. But by the way, I heard something about Jake Roberts has cancer.
Haven't heard that.
I heard something about that. But I just can't wait to see how this is going to be, promo-wise. This is going to be, a great test for Bray Wyatt when him and Cena. But yeah, I think Wyatt's going to, look for Wyatt to cost Cena somehow tonight. So, like I said, Orton's going to win. There's no doubt about that. This is going to be more of a. We know we're getting a sandwich at the end of the subway line. Let's see what's going to go in that sandwich.
Unfortunately, I'm thinking it may end up being a crap sandwich, especially if Randy Orton retains.
Well, he is going to retain.
Yeah, I know. I'm agreeing with you. I said that yesterday on Showcase. I say it again today. I think Orton's going to retain. I do see Cesaro as a true dark horse in this one that could shock the world. If Daniel Bryan were to win this evening, I believe the whole damn country would come unglued.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and that's the nice way of putting it. If he's the first one eliminated,
WWE
crap.
Shut the doors and leave.
They might as well just go in and fold up shop now. I mean,
Yeah.
for the Yes movement right now, as far as it goes, and once again, these people are spending a ton of money. If they have Daniel Bryan as the first person eliminated, they better put off the launch of the network for another 6 months, because that's how long it's going to take them to rebuild the fan base that walks away from their product.
Dude, you might, like I said, you just might as well hate it.
Well, here's the thing. At least you get a guarantee that he's going to appear, so-called guarantee, he is advertised to appear in this match, unlike what happened at Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to remember who said it yesterday, if it was Cosper or Adcock, Hitman or Cause and Effect, who made the statement yesterday that the number 30 entrant should have been in the Royal Rumble. It should have been Bad News Barrett.
Yeah.
No, because the way one of them said it, and I'm sorry, guys, for not being able to remember exactly which one said it, but I've had my brain is scattered right now. The way the comment was made was, Let Bad News Barrett come out as number 30 with a microphone in hand going and basically have him say one thing. And for those of you, I can't do the accent, screw it. And for those of you that were expecting Daniel Bryan, I've got some bad news.
We should have Daryl B call in and do it.
Dude, I'm all over that.
Daryl B, call in and try to do your best Bad News Barrett impression. We've got some bad news.
You got to admit, that would have been funny as frickin' hell.
Oh, I'd have frickin' peed my pants.
I would have been out of my chair applauding.
I'd have been like, you know what? This was basically WWE's middle finger, but to the fans for the Daniel Bryan thing. But it was a middle finger, but it was a middle finger with like a charismatic poop eating grin.
You couldn't be pissed at them for doing that.
No, you couldn't. I mean, I would have been mad, but it was one of those, like, when your buddies pull a prank on you, you're so mad, but you're like, oh, you bastard.
Son of a gun. Yeah. So, I mean, I legitimately think that would have been absolutely priceless for them to be able to pull that off. By the way, for the record, for those who have not had a chance to catch Ring of Honor from yesterday, hard segue, the Caprice Coleman Andrew Everett match was absolutely beautiful. These two guys tore it up. If you have not had a chance to catch some of the current Ring of Honor product that is being broadcast right now, you are missing some good wrestling action. Keyword wrestling. It is not that much of a dramatic thrill ride, but let me tell you something. They tell a good story, they have a lot of fun in the ring, and they put together some great physical matchups. Ring of Honor is definitely a product to watch. I mean, I say that 7 days a week, and I say it, I walk the walk. I DVR it every chance that I get the opportunity, whenever it comes on new. And I have not had a chance to catch the Kevin Steen match from this week. It's Kevin Steen and Kyle O'Reilly. I haven't had a chance to watch.
Kevin Nealon?
Kevin Nealon, yeah, really.
Oh, Kevin Nealon.
Yeah, let me go and just start with the Mr. Subliminal bit that Nealon used to do. Oh, so well, hot sex. And if you remember Saturday Night Live when Kevin Nealon was doing the Mr. Subliminal bit, that I thought that was
Eddie.
Yes.
Remember, I used to do the Mr. Subliminal bit on the show.
I know. I'm not just talking to you. I'm talking to everybody out there.
Oh,
all six people.
So what are you trying to do? Are you trying to be the title O'Neil now? Are you working on talking to all the people?
Well, I'm certainly not going to be Derek Young.
I don't know. I've heard back in the day you were. Giggity.
Horses nuts. Mark Bowman, last call.
Oh, wait. Okay. Well, last call.
We covered all the matches.
Last call. Let me throw this out there to you and let me get your opinion. So the WWE is now encroaching on our territory with the start of their very first podcast, the Look Back at 30 Years of WrestleMania, and they're looking to do more podcasts. I want to know how you feel because lots of independent companies have podcast video cast. Chikara, or they're associated with them. Like Chikara at one point had Smart Wrestling Fan. Not anymore. But they had the Chikara. They even had the Chikara podcast Go before they got rid of that. But Chikara had theirs own. I don't think Ring of Honor does, but like a lot of companies either have their own podcasts or are associated with them. But to the WWE, I'd say out of the big two / semi-big three, if you want to count Ring of Honor, the first ones should have their own like real sit-down podcast. Not like TNA does with the, what is it, Spin Cycle? Because that's more like for YouTube and stuff. But
right.
Unless there is a full-on TNA podcast I don't know about, I don't think there is. How do you feel about WWE stepping in our yard, so to speak? And follow up to that, rumor is that tomorrow night the next inductee will be announced, and it's going to be Paul Bearer, and they're saying that Taker, who has never appeared at the Hall of Fames since they've gone, I don't think he's even appeared back when they were, semi-regular, but they're saying, Taker will induct him. So, one, WWE's in our yard now, and two, what do you think about Paul Bearer going in?
Well, I think it was only a matter of time. They've been doing the YouTube thing. They've been doing the episodic webisodes, which to me are nothing more than video podcasts to begin with. JBL and Cole is nothing more than a webisode. It's not live. It's pre-recorded. It's a podcast on YouTube.
that is heavily edited too. I mean, because they got effects and everything. It's not just them. They never really sit down and discuss. That's what, to me, it's not a podcast. It's a web series.
Well, no, it's a
they have wacky adventures.
It's a podcast for the way that they do it. What we do, what this is right now at 7:26 Central Standard Time on February 23rd, 2014. We are doing live internet radio. If you are not listening to the live version of it, if you are finding this episode through the media page at BeyondRingside.com, if you are finding this through the links that are posted on YouTube to the replays, if you're finding this on iTunes or Stitcher, you are listening to the podcast of the live episode. There is a difference because we are ballsy and brave and intelligent enough to be able to screw the intelligent part.
Oh, yeah.
I worry about that intelligence factor, especially when I'm concerned. But we do live internet radio and then turn around and podcast it for replay and posterity. BeyondRingside.podomatic.com is our primary podcast site. That is our first line for replays in a podcast form. Then after a period of time, I move everything over to archive.org. So the official home of the W3, the Wayback Machine. Didn't know what all they had archived over there. Holy cow, I'm finding some cool stuff too. But as far as it going with them, if they were to do a full-scale online radio station, which they tried to do one time, and it failed miserably because they didn't have the content and the right people hosting. Plus, you can only... Wick, I love you. I'm stealing the phrase and making it my own. You can only polish up a turd so many ways, but it's still going to be a turd. When you try to put generic stamps on the material that you're putting out. See, here's the thing. You lose a lot of the luster of it being legit. Jim Ross does a First Take podcast. He may edit it every once in a while, but it's still a podcast. He doesn't. We have a chat room at BeyondRingside.com. We used to have chat rooms over on Ustream when we were full scale through there. And I think some people actually still think that Ustream, that chat room is active, even though we broadcast through Ustream, but we don't use that chat anymore. It's at BeyondRingside.com. We will take questions and comments, and sometimes we even open up the phones during the live episodes. Will we edit those? Only if somebody uses excessive profanity. The same way I treat the cast on the branded shows for the Beyond Ringside Radio Network. If we go overboard, I edit it out. The language, that is, not the message. So, do I think the WWE coming into our backyard with a podcast? No, I think they'd be coming into our backyard if they had the balls to do internet radio. But they ain't got the staffing. Yeah, I said they ain't got. They do not have the staffing. Unless they want to go ahead and pay us. Just saying. Hey, look, I'll say this. Vince, Joey Styles, if you...
no offense to you, Eddie, but I would kill to work with Joey Styles.
I was about to say, give me a second. Let me finish my statement.
You're a good host and all.
Let me finish my statement, sir.
I know, but I just want to profess my man love for Joey Styles.
Okay, we'll do that after I finish my statement, and we'll see how much man love you have left. To Vincent Kennedy McMahon, to Joey Styles. Joey Styles, in my humble opinion, would be the best man to head up a WWE live radio event, live radio show. Joey, I think that your ultimate and consummate co-host would be the gentleman who shares the line with me right now, and Mark MaBo Bowman.
I was going to say, wait a minute, hold on. Wicked just logged off. Hey, we're going to have to wrap this up. Phone's dying.
There you go. Is that legit or is that a work?
That's a work.
Okay. Or did you drop it into the dishwasher or the toilet?
No, I mean literally like if the battery's about to die.
Well, I just asked if it was legit or work, and you said it was work.
Oh, I thought you were talking about what you said.
Ass.
I'm sorry. No, it's legit. Yeah, my phone it's beeping right now. I'm about to lose everybody. So.
Okay, do shameless plugs and cut. I'm going to finish out.
I'm not worried about shameless plugs. Eddie can handle those. Said everybody, if you can, give the WWE Network a chance. I know we're not all about the network, but just remember all we've talked about before. I ain't really got nothing. I still waiting on Daryl B to hurry up and call in and do his Waybear impression. So
we'll work on that.
But yeah, that's it. Eddie, have a good night. Wish I could hang around more, but phone's dying, so I'll holler at everybody later.
Big E retained the Intercontinental title. Thank you, Daryl. I appreciate it. MaBo, always a pleasure. At MA_BO on Twitter.
All right, dude. And then get with me about Tuesday if there's anything going on.
Deal. Aloha.
All right. Bye.
Bye. I started to say it with him here, and I'll say it all over again with him not here. I think Bowman would be an incredible sidekick for Joey Styles, and I think Joey Styles would be the best choice to host a live radio show for WWE. I'm going to be a pretentious ass for a second and say it point blank. I don't think that WWE can afford me because I'm not going to sell out and kiss Vince's nutsack. When, granted, I do this. I don't get paid to do this. I enjoy what I do, though. And if you try to go ahead and make it a financial thing, I will do the right thing, but I may not do everything you want me to do. That's why I don't work for a company like WWE. I don't kiss ass. I do my job. Unless, of course, Stephanie McMahon is my direct supervisor, then I will kiss ass. That's the easy way to say it. If Stephanie McMahon is my direct supervisor, I will kiss ass 7 days a week and be perfectly happy doing it. Real quick, on last calls personally, thank you to everybody who showed up last night at the Pell City Civic Center. The number count is 340 plus. Hell of a crowd last night and had a blast. There was an energy in the room that was incredible and appreciated. We have new GCW Tag Team Champions. Showtime Shane Fox and Mr. O'Hagan defeated the combination of AJ Steele and Corey Chavis. Also, that was a first-round match in the JYD Memorial Tag Team Tournament. So, O'Hagan and Fox, 5-Star Fight Club, win the GCW Tag Team Championships and advance in the 2014 Junkyard Dog Memorial. The new sensation Steven Styles and Aiden Solo defeated Trevor Eon and Xander Stone last night to advance in the JYD Memorial Tag Team Tournament. I wish Wick could have made it back. Wicked Nemesis and Chris Knox unveiled and unleashed the new member of the Unlucky Charms last night. And I'm still going to leave that to him for the official introduction on air. From that vantage point, we have a brand new Global Championship Wrestling heavyweight champion. Micah Taylor defeated Francisco Chiazzo of the Foundation of Professional Wrestling in a 2 out of 3 falls match last night to take home the title. Tracy Taylor successfully defended against Pandora. Spiral successfully defended the middleweight championship against Scotty Blaze. Mike Cruz defeated Dylan Cook. Tremendous night from start to finish. Country Jacked Corey Hollis defeated Antonio Garza. I think I covered all the matches, and I apologize. We're going to go into deeper commentary on that a little bit later in the week on GCW Radio. Global Championship Wrestling makes the move to the Pelham Civic Complex in Pelham, Alabama. That is this coming Saturday night, March the 1st. Here's your price points. Tickets are available through Ticketmaster, online, 800 number, and outlet locations. They will be available at the Pelham Civic Complex on the day of the show. $15 general admission seats. That gets you a 6:30 door open. $25 VIP ringside. There is a special meet and greet for those who purchase the $25 ringside seats. MVP will be there. Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner will be there. Amber O'Neal will be there. Tracy Taylor will be there, the GCW Women's Champion. The Hotshots, Cassidy Riley and Chase Stevens. Big DOC Gallows will be there. The new GCW Heavyweight Champion, Micah Taylor, will be there. The new GCW Tag Team Champions, the 5-Star Fight Club, Fox and O'Hagan, will be there. All of the stars from Global Championship Wrestling, Team GCW, the Underground, the Foundation, the Unlucky Charms will be there. with Wicked Nemesis, with Wicked Nemesis, with Wicked Nemesis. Air. That's 4. We're good. The quota's made since you left early. Damn phones. Keep your eyes open on GCWPro.com for upcoming information. Also, we will be posting the full lineup for the show tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Central Time. Keep your eyes open. Facebook.com/GCWPro. That's the friends page. Facebook.com/GCWPro Wrestling is the fan page. I am so ready for March 1st. Folks, I want to thank everybody for listening this evening on the live version. For everybody who's GCW prices are expensive, bring it over to England. I wish we could. I'm ready for a road trip. Beyond all belief, I'm ready for a road trip. Real quick, for me personally, in just about 2 hours from now, I'll be kicking things off down at Courtyard Oyster Bar and beer. Good idea. Need one of those right now. Seriously. Courtyard in Alabaster. I'll be down there. Kickoff time is 9:30. Take it to around 2 in the morning. $2 pint night for the beer, and kitchen's open. The rest of the bar is open, and the microphone's open at 9:30. I'll see everybody this coming Friday night at Buffalo Wild Wings Alabaster, 9 p.m. start. GCW Saturday night in Pelham and Courtyard in just a couple of hours. Find me at FastEddieLayne.com. The rundown for the broadcast schedule is Back to Basics Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Central Time. The To Be Determined Show Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Central Time. Cause and Effect present the Thursday Night Radio Throwdown, 7 p.m. Central Time on Thursday. GCW Radio will be going live at 9 p.m. this coming Thursday. And the Beyond Ringside Saturday Showcase. Yours truly, the Hitman Big Daddy Cool, Ryan Adcock, and the Cause and Effect, Robert Cosper. Saturday mornings, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central Time. Keep your eyes open on BeyondRingside.com. I'm going to try to post all upcoming show information through there. Here's the trick. I run the website. Gee, what a surprise. As I get guest information, I post it on the website. If you don't see it posted, that means I haven't gotten it. New Age Outlaws retained. Damn. I'm okay with that, though. I really am. I would rather have the Usos have one tonight. Now we have a guarantee that we're going to end up seeing a 4-team tag team title match at WrestleMania, and it will be on the pre-show. If WWE even has 4 teams remaining on their damn roster. BeyondRingside.com, home. Facebook.com/BeyondRingside Live, Facebook fan page. MySpace.com/BeyondRingside, MySpace. Twitter @BeyondRingside. And yes, that is me at Fast Eddie Layne, Layne on Instagram. Folks, about ready to go grab a shower and get out the door. I'm headed for Courtyard for the Oracle of Ominous, the Wicked Nemesis. For Mark MaBo Bowman. This is the Magic City Motor Mouth, Fast Eddie Layne, saying join us next Sunday night, 6:30 Eastern, 5:30 Central, 3:30 Pacific, as we all go Beyond Ringside. Bye-bye.